Well, hey guys, good evening. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It's great to be with you once again on Inspirations for Your Life. If this is your first time joining me, I want to say welcome and thank you. If you are coming back, I want to say welcome back and, of course, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate all of you that enjoy the content that I produce daily. And for those that like to share it, and for those that want to make this part of their daily life, I'm really grateful for that. Don't forget to check out believemeachieve.com, of course, for more of my amazing, inspiring creations, which you incidentally can do 24 hours a day. That is after the show is over at believemeachieve.com. Folks, if you're hungry or you're thirsty, I don't want you to be famished or to be thirsty while on the show. So feel free to go grab yourself something, whether it's water, whether it's soda, whether it's a fruit, whether it's a snack, or anything, healthy or not. Go ahead and grab that and come on back so we can kick this show off. All right, everyone. So do get yourself comfortable. Cuddle up with either that hot cocoa or that tea or water, whatever you have, and let's get this show kicked off. All right, everyone. So welcome, everyone, to another powerful episode of the ever popular Inspirations for Your Life show, the daily motivational show, where possibilities become realities. And every day brings a new chance to grow just a little more. Who am I? I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. And not only am I an entrepreneur, I am also the host and, yes, the guide here on this show. I'm an engineer, I'm a marketing specialist, I'm a video producer, I'm a podcast host and coach. I'm a graduate student, and above all, yes, I'm a passionate lifelong learner and striving to help you elevate every aspect of your life and journey. This isn't just another podcast that you're turning into. It's your blueprint for unstoppable growth and resilience in the modern age. Get ready, everyone, to unlock a whole new level of potential as we dive together into the shifts that can truly transform your life and your leadership. Are you ready? I know I am. All right. So the master topic for this week, which is going to be coming to a close on Friday, we start on Saturday, we roll all the way through the week, and we finish it on Friday. And that is the unstoppable you, the blueprint for modern growth and resilience. The granular topic for this evening is modern mindset shifts, series 4, show 48, episode number 5. Wow. So our first point we're going to talk about is embrace done over perfect. Let's kick off with one of the most liberating shifts you'll ever make. Choosing done over perfect. See, perfectionism and perfection can stall our progress and can cheat us out of, well, our true wins. Remember, momentum creates more success than endless revisions. Start valuing action over ideal outcomes. Done is better than perfect. Number 2, guys, treat failure as data. Yeah, treat failure as data. When we learn how to treat failure as data, our life really, really changes. So I think that's an important thing to understand. Treat failures as data. Failure isn't a final judgment. It's feedback. Every misstep is a source of, well, insight, showing you what works and what doesn't. Approach setbacks like a scientist with data to refine and optimize your own path forward. Number 3, guys, swap I have to for I get to. That's an interesting perception, but it makes a lot of sense. See, this simple linguistic shift turns our obligation into an opportunity. I don't know about you, but we much more are drawn to wanting to do something for an opportunity than something we have to do. Recognize the privilege embedded in your daily tasks. Instead of I have to work, say I get to contribute my skills. Gratitude shifts your energy and expands the realms of possibility. Number 4, reboot your day anytime you want to. Don't let a single setback ruin your entire day. Hit reset as often as you need to. Whether it's 9 a.m. or 9 p.m., a fresh start is always available. Own your power to reclaim the day. Number 5, guys, complete attempts, not just successes. So give recognition to courage and effort, not just results. The act of trying is a victory in itself. Reward persistence because every attempt brings you closer to achievement. But I think we need to be more understanding and grateful of that. Number 6, guys, visualize your best self each morning. And I think this is something a lot of people don't do. Take a moment at sunrise to picture your quote unquote ideal you. This mental rehearsal primes your subconscious for the day's opportunities and aligns your habits with your aspirations in life. Number 7, guys, see criticism as coaching, as constructive feedback, a tool for growth in your life. Even the toughest critiques allow us to have that chance to learn and to improve. I know you may say, John, I really don't want that kind of feedback, but the feedback is what's going to give us, the nudge or the redirection to change. Thank those who challenge you daily. They're helping sharpen your skills. Number 8, guys, surround yourself with go-getters. Community shapes destiny. Seek out ambitious, positive people. Their mindset is contagious and will inspire you to stretch your limits every single day. Number 9, say next time instead of never again. Don't shut the door on new experiences. If they don't go perfectly, well, frame missteps as just the quote unquote first draft, right? Or the rough draft version of the next time's actual success. Growth thrives in possibilities. Number 10, write down the wins before sleeping. End each day with a victory lap. Jot down wins, big or small, before you sleep and train your brain to spot positivity and reinforce confidence. Number 11, guys, practice unfollowing negativity online. Some people say, well, I can't unfollow that person because no, there's no reason you have to follow somebody that's negative. Audit your social feeds, yes, often. Fill your digital world with inspiration and support by unfollowing sources of, criticism and pessimism that's not constructive. People that are just trying to drain your energy. Your online environment matters, so let's make sure we address it properly. Number 12, turn the should into choose. Language, it's powerful. Replace I should with I choose to, and reclaim agency over your actions. See, life becomes a series of deliberate actions rather than reluctant obligations. Number 13, reframe comparison and be inspired, not intimidated. Others are evidence of what's possible, not a threat to your own journey. And I think that becomes a challenge for a lot of people. They don't realize that they have this extreme potential. Celebrate peers and let their progress fuel your ambition daily. That's a lot, I know, but these are important things. Number 14, guys, see detours as plot twists, not dead ends. Unexpected change can feel, derailing, but every reroute is part of your unique story. Embrace the detours as pivotal moments on your path in life, not roadblocks. Don't see it as the end, see it as a redirection that will help you attain your success. Number 15, guys, start a lessons learned document. Keep a running document of lessons and insights. Review it regularly to stay grounded in growth and build wisdom from experience. I think a lot of people don't do this because they're afraid of the what ifs. They're afraid of the fact that maybe they don't know something. But you see, what you don't know is actually something that can help you. All right. Again, gain the wisdom from the experience. Number 16, schedule time for creative brainstorming. Innovation thrives in dedicated space. Block time every week for wild ideas and unstructured thinking. Your next breakthrough, well, it's waiting. Number 17, welcome routine disruption. Routines can become ruts. Allow for intentional shakeups to spark energy and discovery. Sometimes the magic happens outside your comfort zone. Number 18, laugh at your own mistakes. Humor is healing. When you stumble, chuckle, don't crumble. Self compassion lets you bounce back and keep moving forward. I think that's another thing that kind of stifles people is they're like, well, I don't really know what to do. I don't really know what to say. I don't know where I'm going to go from here. I'm feeling like, I'm defeated, but you're not defeated. You're just stuck. Okay. And that's an easy problem to fix. Number 19, don't be afraid to change direction. Pivoting isn't quitting. Just remember that, folks. Pivoting isn't quitting. It's evolving. If your path needs adjustment, be bold. If you're in your car and the GPS suddenly sees you're going the wrong way, what does it do? It gives you courteous directions to basically make a legal U-turn or to turn down the next street and to redirect your current, path that you're on. True resilience is the courage to adapt. When you think about adapting, I think that scares a lot of people because they don't necessarily know like what they're going to say or how they're going to say it. All they know is that yesterday they did one thing, but now they don't know what to do anymore. And I think that's a hard thing for some people to realize or to fathom the fact that, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why this is going that way. All I know is that I feel lost. I feel stuck. I know that what I'm doing isn't working, but I don't really know how to change. I don't know what to change. I don't know when to change, where to change. Well, the when to change is now. The what to change is something you need to listen to your conscience on. Einstein said something a long time ago. If we do the same thing over and over again and expect different results, you know what that is? That's insanity. None of us are insane. So let's not do the same thing over and over and over again and expect different results because that would be insanity. And none of us are insane. Number 20, guys, swap the word busy for productive. Measure success by results, not by effort. Too many people say, I spent 18 hours on this. I spent a week on this. That doesn't mean success. Again, measured on the effort, not on the amount of time you put in. Focus on what moves the needle instead of filling every minute with activity. Number 21, find one lesson in each challenge. Every struggle teaches. Make it a habit to extract insight from hardship and use it as your training ground for future victories. A lot of people like talk and say, John, I don't want to talk about the hardship. I don't want to talk about what didn't work for me. Okay, I get that it was painful. I get that it was an emotional time for you, but I'm here to tell you that if you can embrace it and learn the lesson, you can throw everything else away, okay? But when you do this, it's very important to understand that because if you do that, you'll start to embrace what's happening in life. All right. Hopefully you guys understand that. Number 22. You ready for number 22? Set joy goals, not just work goals. Balance achievement with enjoyment. Intentionally plan for joy, celebration, and recharge. Your best work comes from your best life. Sometimes people do things because they think that's what they need to do, but really it's not. It's something that's actually being done because it's busy work. It's not the right work. So those are important things to realize. Are we just doing stuff because we're going through the motions, or are we really making positive changes in our lives? I mean, that's only something you can answer, right? Are you doing the same things over and over again? Are you getting the same results? Well, then you got to change it up, right? Number 23, pause to celebrate progress. Not just the results, guys. That's important. Don't wait for milestones to toast success. Every bit of progress deserves recognition. You might say, well, gee, John, we're only going to toast when we break ground. Okay, great. You broke ground for a new building. But what about the successes before that? Like, what about the fact that, now we got our permits, or maybe the success that, we finally understand what the outside of the building is going to look like. These are all important pieces to the puzzle. What about the fact that, now we have our team together? You could celebrate that. There's so many things you could celebrate, but I think a lot of people are focused on the fact that, well, what's this going to do for me? Well, it might not do anything for you right now, but when you're successful, you'll realize that if you have these little mini celebrations, that success is going to feel so much more well earned, and you're going to feel less drained because you've recharged your batteries by celebrating each step along the way. So growth is incremental. I've said this before. So please choose to celebrate each step. Again, I don't care how minor it is, how big it is. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Maybe you're working on some new education and you didn't get your degree yet, but like even with what I'm doing, I celebrate all the milestones, any of them. I celebrate doing well in my studies. I celebrate each test grade. I celebrate each connection I make. I celebrate any support I get from the teacher. I celebrate all this stuff. I celebrate new knowledge that's coming into my mind that I'm getting to own, because I'm not taking this information for a test. You are doing it for that. I'm celebrating this information so that I can learn what it is that's going to basically allow me to, connect with more information. And when you connect new information with old information, guess what happens? It sticks like crazy glue, like Gorilla Glue, whatever. Too many people try to get something to stick, but they have nothing that's associated with it. I think that's a very, very big problem. They don't necessarily know how. They don't know how to make it stick. And so they just keep throwing the entire kitchen sink in, but you've got to connect it with something you already know. And then once you've done that, you're like, oh, wait a minute, this actually makes sense. Now I see how this works. Now I get where this comes from. We call this cumulative learning. I don't care if you just went back to school or if you've been in school for a while. If you're not learning something, the reason you're not learning is probably because you are focused on the new stuff, but you're not thinking about the old stuff and how that can connect in. Now, the teacher should be doing this for you, the professor, but if they don't, it's your responsibility, not theirs, to make the connection. They should do it for you, but if they don't, then you need to figure out, well, gee, what's this like? What's something like this I learned in the past? And how can I bridge this information that they're teaching me today with the information I already know? And when you find how to link them together, it's like getting the right key in the right lock, a eureka moment, right? That's pretty powerful, guys. So number 24, try a no complaints challenge. Can you do that? Can you go just one day or even a week without complaining? I know this is probably like a miracle or like a very hard thing for most people. Watch your perspective shift and realize how positivity sharpens performance and your mindset. A lot of people, they focus on the complaint. And when they're focusing on the complaint so much, you know what happens? They lose a lot of their focus because the energy is going toward that direction. And any positivity that they had toward what they're working on just kind of gets like zapped. And that's why most people get stuck today. It's not because they're not smart. It's not because they can't figure things out. It's because they're harping on what they don't know, or they're harping on all the things that are wrong instead of celebrating the things that they have that are good. They're always looking for things to be better. And I get that we want things better, but we should celebrate with what we have. All right. Number 25, guys, use your setbacks as launch pads. I've said this before. When life pushes you down, let it propel you upward. When you get served lemons, well, turn them into lemonade, right? Setbacks are setups for comebacks. They're the springboard for growth. I think a lot of times people don't see it as growth because they're like, well, wait a minute, I'm not learning anything from this. And the reason you're not learning anything from it is because you're negatively responding to things and not being, oh, I get this, or oh, this is good the way they do this, or oh, I'm so grateful that I know this, right? But how many people do you know, maybe in your environment, that are positive about everything? They're like, well, we could do this, but we really can't because this won't work. We don't have the funding, or we don't have the people, we don't have the resources. Of course, the more you just knock yourself and knock the group and knock the team and knock the project, the more it's going to take a tank and the harder it's going to be to get that project back on track. I think that's a very important thing to understand. Number 26, catch yourself saying this, and this is very important, can't, and try anyway. Whenever you think I can't, challenge that thought and replace it by experimenting instead. Action over assumption will always create confidence and discovery. And you know what's going to happen? It's going to take that point where you are right now and it's going to change it. It's going to shift your perspective. Like, wait a minute, this isn't that bad, or I can actually do this. Yeah. When you start to think in the right mind frame, it's amazing how when we get everything aligned, mind and body can believe you can do it. And guess what? Your belief is 90% of it. The other 10% is doing it. And then you've done it. You're like, oh, wow. And then you motivate yourself to do something that you didn't think you could do. Number 27, look for silver linings in real time. Train your mind to spot opportunity and value, even in the difficult situations. A lot of people can find the silver or the gold lining when everything's going great. But when there's the challenges, when there are the crisis moments, people are like, oh, this is impossible. How are we ever going to get out of this? How are we even going to make it out alive? Or how are we ever going to get back? Or how is this ever going to get profitable? Or how are we going to handle this? And the more of those that you compound on it, the more weight. It's like, think of it like this. Think of it like, you're lifting 5 pounds, okay? And now let's say I put another 5 pounds, another 5 pounds. The more I keep putting on you, the harder. Or think of it like this. Think of it like hiking. Your backpack has got nothing in it. Now I put 10 pounds in it. It's a little harder. Then another 10, 20, then 30, then 40, then 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Eventually it gets so much, then maybe 200. Like, oh, I can't, like, this is so hard. So it's harder, but you can still do it. It's just going to take you a little bit longer and it's going to require more energy. Silver linings fuel optimism and they'll drive resilience and they'll help you out of the situation that you're in and help prepare you for other situations that you will run into in the future. Number 28, define success by your core values. Let your principles guide achievement. When your wins align with your purpose, fulfillment will follow. Now, it's not going to follow in 5 seconds, okay? It's a constant, let's say, compounding of your energy, of your thoughts, of your belief. And then things sort of click and you get that eureka moment. It's like, oh, wait a minute, I get it now. Number 29, guys, unplug weekly for a reset. Dedicating time away from screens and tasks clears your mental field, letting creativity and recovery take root in your life. And I think sometimes we feel that if we unplug, it's like, well, we're not going to be able to do anything. Like we're going to miss something. I got news for you. The technology is still going to be there. You're still going to be there in the future. You're still going to not miss anything. And that little bit of recharge and be like, well, wait a minute, that was like a breath of fresh air. So that's the thing. I think sometimes people become so attached at the hip with tech. I love tech, but there's a time when we got to put tech away. And we've got to realize that it needs to be turned off or it needs to be on pause while we recharge our own batteries. Because let's face it, tech can drain us if we let it. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you something else. Let it take root and always ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of, well, this is crazy or this is impossible. What can I learn from this? What can I learn from this? What did this teach me? You have a bad experience, it wasn't going great. Well, what can I learn from this? Or what did I learn from this? Okay, what can I learn from this? And forget about the bad lesson, but just figure out what you can learn. And once you figure out what you can learn, then you throw everything else out, right? What can I learn from this? That is so simple. It's a simple question, and it transforms any situation into an invitation for growth. What can I learn from this? Might be a terrible situation, but you learn something, right? Take, for example, maybe somebody got a speeding ticket. And you're like, well, what can I learn from this? I can learn from this that I need to slow down because maybe I could have harmed myself or someone else. So maybe this was a wake up call for me. And, I need to leave earlier in the morning or at night. I need to make sure that I allow extra time for travel. Okay. Road rage isn't fun and speeding is not fun, right? But some people, that's their way of life. And it's really no way to live. It's actually kind of horrible. So that's important to understand. And I know a lot of you are saying, well, John, you don't understand, I live for speed. Well, you can do speed and other things, but speed is not supposed to be in the car. All right. That's not where speed is supposed to be. We've got precious lives on the road, yours and others. And because lives are priceless, you have to realize that when the car is going at a high speed, the amount of time it takes to slow it down, well, it's that much longer. And you may not always be able to slow it down enough in time to prevent a crash. So that's really important. All right. So I hope this makes sense to everybody. But by consistently integrating these mindset shifts, you'll inspire acknowledgement, gratitude, and celebration in your life and workplace, unlocking true satisfaction and fueling high performance. That's the key, guys. Oh, by the way, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, inspirations for your life. And I am so glad and proud to be with you guys as your coach, your entrepreneur, and your lifelong learner. So let's keep building momentum one inspired day at a time. Are you ready for more growth, more joy, and impact? Great. Connect with me at believemeachieve.com 24 hours a day to check out all my other great content. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.